What is going on, everybody? It is Frank the Tank, and welcome to week number 10 of this Summer League series. So we're getting close to the very end here. We've only got about 3 weeks left now, and by the time you guys have seen this, week 10 has already passed us by like a couple days. Usually what I do is obviously I record on Fridays because that's when league is, but I don't upload it until Monday, so you guys see this a couple days later. But yeah, we've got 3 weeks left, and we're just getting close to the very end here. So I've got quite a bit to speak on here, so I'll try to get through it as quickly as I possibly can. No guarantees because it's for me personally, it's just difficult to try to keep it brief. But anyway, the first order of business is what happened in week 9. If any of you watched it, you'll know that I experienced some shoulder pain and some lower back pain. It really hindered my performance, which sucked because in week 7 and in week 8, I bowled my first and second ever league sanctioned 700 series back to back, which was really awesome. And week 9, I walked in there feeling confident. I felt like all the momentum was on my side. I felt unstoppable, and then the shoulder pain and the back pain totally ruined it, and I could only bowl like a 500 and something series. So that really sucked. And yeah, I spent all this time recovering, putting ice on the shoulder and on the lower back, and I haven't really done anything that would make it worse. And I can say that I'm lucky, obviously, because I didn't have any kind of like dislocation. Nothing was torn, nothing was broken. It was just that I was really sore, and I guess it was from the grueling practice that I had like in between week 7 and 8. I said something about how I bowled like 10 games. And then there was other stuff that I did, and then all in between that, and also it's because of how I think I slept on my side, and I guess maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. So yeah, but I can say now that I'm probably at about 90%. I've healed up pretty well. I don't feel like pain in my lower back, that's gone, but right here I still feel just a little bit of pain. It's not so bad. Like I can move my arm around, no problem. I can move my wrist and all that. Everything is good. But when I move it in certain ways, I still do kind of feel it. But luckily, when I'm out there bowling, I don't feel, like any kind of pain or anything. So I was able to bowl normally, luckily, and I didn't have to worry about the pain coming back somewhere like mid-game or something like that. Everything was good, and yeah, I didn't have to worry about re-aggravating anything, if that's the right word. So even though I'm at 90%, obviously I'm not going to do anything serious throughout this week leading to the next week 11, because obviously I'm the type of guy that likes to be at 100%, not 90. Can't blame me for wanting to be 100% sure. So that's where we are on that. And for our second order of business is a guy by the name of Fernando. Now, for those of you who have been subscribed to the channel, like around that time, like from the very beginning when I started posting bowling content on this channel, then that name may sound familiar to you. But if any of you are brand new here or somewhat new, you may be thinking, who is that and why is that name so important on this channel? Well, I'll tell you. I'll bring you up to speed on that right now. Fernando is someone who I befriended in 2011, and we have been best buds ever since. We've been really close, and he is basically the sole reason why all the bowling content exists on this channel. He is the reason why I got into bowling. He's the one who convinced me to get it started. He's the one who basically convinced me to start uploading content on this channel. So he is the reason for all of this. If it wasn't for him, Lord knows what I would be doing, and for sure, all this content that you guys have seen, all the reviews, all these league videos, they wouldn't exist if it weren't for him. So, yeah, the reason I'm mentioning his name is because he made a surprise visit into town. If any of you, for those of you who don't know, he moved to Arizona, like not long after COVID hit in 2020. And yeah, we haven't been able to do anything together since, because obviously he's over there and I'm over here in California. But yeah, he made a surprise visit into town, and he was in attendance for this night of league. He didn't sub in or anything, he just watched, but it was cool. It was really awesome that he got to come by and watch me bowl league. I was a little nervous, the pressure was on, because I never have I really been able to bowl good in front of him. All those nights that we bowled league together, I was always able to bowl pretty good, but never at like this level that I'm at now. I've never been able to do that. But yeah, he was there. And if that's not enough, the other surprise is that he is officially engaged to be married. I can't believe it's actually happening. It's totally unreal. I usually don't ask you guys for much, but please, if you could, put like say congratulations to Fern down in the comments section below. It's crazy. I can't believe this is actually happening, but it's happening, and it's weird. Like from my point of view, it's like he's always been to me like the little brother that I always wanted that I never had, and to see him do this, it's like watching my little brother grow up and really becoming a man. So. Yeah, if you guys could just please tell Fern congratulations down in the comments section, and yeah, it was perfect timing, honestly, because believe it or not, I bought him the Damn Good Verge Solid made by DV8 sometime I think last year, and the Damn Good Verge Pearl got released some time ago as well, and I was like, dude, I so want to get this for him, but the problem was that I don't know the address where he lives in Arizona, and I had no idea how I was gonna like try to get him to tell me his address without him like getting suspicious, because he knows when I'm acting weird. So then suddenly he just came down, and I'm like, dude, perfect, he's here, I could just give it to him. So yeah, he totally got caught off guard when I gave him that Damn Good Verge Pro. He was like, why are you giving me this? It's for you. It's a gift for you. It's yours. So yeah, I gave him a Damn Good Verge Pearl as a gift and as a congratulations. And now he's got a nice, really nice 1-2 punch. He now has the Brunswick Hero. He now has the Damn Good Verge Solid and the Verge Pearl. So, yeah, the pressure was really on for this night of league because he was in attendance, and I really wanted to give him and his fiance a good show. Man, that sounds weird to say. I didn't think I'd ever be saying that, but here I am saying it. So anyway. That is that. And then our last order of business before we get this video started are, of course, the standings. So I will go ahead and bring that up, and we will see where we stand. All right, you guys. So here we have the standings now after that horrendous week 9. We're still in the lead somehow. I don't know how, but uh, yeah, we have 24 points, and we're still in that kind of situation where the teams that are trailing us, they have to like basically clean sweep in order to be able to catch us. And then we would also have to lose every single game as well, if I'm not mistaken. So if we like at least win 1 point, we could still be like ahead, but they would obviously get closer to us by like a point. But yeah, we were in that situation where we're basically running away with it, and yeah, we're playing sailing here. So I can't remember who we're going up against actually. We were facing, let's see if we're on 3 and 4, 2, 6. That would be Hit the Pocket. So this team right here. I can't remember what happened the last time we faced them. I don't know if they beat us or not, but yeah, things got kind of interesting because of this team right here. Only one guy showed up, and that was really messed up. And that one guy ended up being, I don't remember. I don't know, but he has a 180 average, and he was the only one that showed up. And yeah, he was like their middle player because their weakest guy, I guess, is he's got a 153 average, and then their best players have 200 averages. One guy has a 204, and the other has a 207, which I believe is the highest in the league. I'm not sure, but yeah, their middle guy was the only guy, the one with the 180 average. He was the only one that showed up, and then one of our team members took a vacation for 2 weeks, so they're not coming back until week number 12, I believe. So it was 1v3 for this night. So very interesting, but that one thing that's for sure is we were definitely going to be, coasting right through this night, getting done early because of that. So this was definitely going to make for a very interesting night of league. And I'll bet you're probably all dying to know why I titled this video the way I did, and you're going to see exactly why. So let's go ahead and let's get right into this. Okay, everybody, so here we go. Week number 10, about to get started. And like I said, this is going to be interesting because, well, on the opposing team, only one guy showed up. The entire team bailed on this guy. Poor guy. That's so messed up. And the worst part is that he told us, too, like, none of them even called or let him know ahead of time that they weren't going to show up. They just totally left him there to fend for himself. And then for us, only one of our team members was gone. They took a vacation, like I said. And, yeah, it was just going to be 1v3. So we were definitely going to be getting through this night very quickly. And, yeah, that's really all there is to say about this. So, yeah, I do believe we start on the right lane, and I started with the Flux, if I'm not mistaken. As you guys saw, I packed the Nuclear Cell, the Flux, and the Zen Master. My reasons was partly because I haven't picked these bowling balls up in a long time, and two, it just felt like, you know how like when you're deciding on your arsenal, you could just tell just by looking at a ball like, that one. That's the one I'm going to pick up. I know I could play good if I pick this one up tonight. That's how I felt when I was picking out my 3-ball arsenal for this night of league. So I know that's weird, but maybe some of you might understand that. But yeah, nonetheless, here I go. First shot on the right. And we begin with the strike. Easy stuff. And if you may notice, for this night of league, I had a little bit of a change of attire. You can see I still got my compression sleeve going, but I'm wearing a gray Cool Wig shirt and some joggers. And the reason was because I forgot to put my stuff on. But anyway, as we go for a 2-bagger there, yeah, no, I forgot. Like I can't believe I didn't realize. By the time I was halfway there, I realized, oh crap, I forgot my, what I usually put on, you know, my jersey and all that stuff. I had forgotten it. So, yeah, that's why I showed up looking like this. But it's not like it matters. I mean, it's a regular night of league. But I only do it for the heck of it. But anyway, yeah, part of that reason was because I got so wrapped up in the fact that I was hanging out with Fern that I forgot about all of this stuff. In fact, I almost forgot my own backpack, too. And that backpack contains my shoes, the protective finger tape that I usually only wear when I tear the skin on my fingers. It's got my camera and my tripod. Imagine if I'd have forgotten all that stuff. Oh my goodness, would I have been so screwed. Okay, so here we go now, 3rd frame already. I'm telling you, we're just getting right through this one. If I just keep on striking, we get through this quicker. That's the way it's supposed to be. All right, 4th frame already. On a 3-bagger, working on trying to get 4. A little left. But it held, and you can see my reaction. I'm kind of like, oh god. That might cross over, but luckily it held. And that's what I love about the Flux, is you have so much room to miss. And of course, you know, the house shot contributing to that. But this Flux, man, it's supposed to be like a high-performance, asymmetrical, solid cover ball, but it so does not seem like one. I mean, of course, the layout that I put on it, you guys saw when in the beginning when I was showing you the 3-ball arsenal that I brought, that's what that layout is supposed to do for this ball. It's supposed to get it reacting pretty early, but it's not supposed to like totally pop off the spot, so that's really nice with this ball. But I love that if I miss left with it, you can see it has hold. If I get to the right too much, it comes right back. So I tell you, this is like a cheater ball for me. See what I mean? That one looked a little bit too much to the right, but still, it got back, but it had a lot of angle going through the pins, and I left the 9. So no 5-bagger. That sucks. Our run at 300 ends right there. But I will say, you know, I surprisingly felt pretty good. I wasn't feeling too nervous. I thought I was going to feel extremely nervous, like extremely high pressure because my friend Fern was in attendance. But no, I felt great. It felt like another day at the office. It was awesome. And, you know, once the strikes started rolling in, I definitely felt great. But there's 9 spare, so we're still clean. Have any of you ever experienced something like this, watch, where you having your 10 minutes of practice before league starts, and you are making just terrible shots. You can't find your line. You can't, you know, you're just like all over the place, and you're worried that you're gonna suck when league starts. That's what happened to me. Like, I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find my line. I tried every ball to see which one was like I felt was going to give me a good look. Nothing. I was missing. I couldn't do anything. And that had me thinking, oh God, it's going to be one of those nights. And then here I am now with a 4-bagger, 9 spare, and back on the strike train. All right, so I believe this is the 7th frame now. Good God, this is going by so fast. Pretty good. I'll tell you. It's just so easy now. I will say though, I don't know if you could see my reaction because I don't know how much my webcam thing is in the way here, but my reaction had me like, wow, that struck, because I thought it was a bad shot, but it was a good shot. Here we go on the 8th. Very nice, very nice. I saw that 7 there. When I threw that ball, I thought it was pretty good, but that, you know, I was still not 100% sure. And then I did see that 7, so I was thinking, I don't know, you know. But you know, I stuck to my plan because you know, that is one problem that I obviously have, is when I see something, I start thinking, do I need to make that change? Do I not? And then it really comes back to bite me. You guys have already seen it firsthand, or like when something like that happens. Like, remember, I can't remember if it was the last league or in this one where I thought I saw something that I didn't like, and I ended up making a ball change, and it totally made my performance fall apart, and I ended up getting a much lower series than I expected. I can't remember when that was. I think it was in the last league when that happened. So we're already off to a fantastic start as we go into the 9th frame. Yeah, I knew instantly that one was left of target. I was like, oh, get lucky, but no. Unfortunately, the pins decided to give me the middle finger on that one, and my path to 279 ended right there. Well, that was quite obvious that I tried to go for it. You know me, go big or go home, instead of trying to go for the count. Okay, already we have made it to the 10th frame in, I would say, record time. Sticking to my usual plan. I got lucky there, and I do believe because of that I made an adjustment here for the next game. Well, actually, I made the adjustment right here to test out, because obviously I don't want to be making those, I don't want to be testing out anything in the start of the second game. So I figured we're in the 10th, may as well use that to my advantage now. And I was standing on 21 and a half. No, not 21 and a half, 20 and a half. That's right, yeah. I was standing on 20 and a half on both the left and the right. Both lanes were, I guess, the exact same based on what you guys are seeing here, because obviously we know topography and all that stuff, the heat and all that, it can play a part, but luckily everything was okay up until this point. I started seeing that, so for this left lane, I moved to 21. So a half-board move, and it turned out quite nicely. So I knew now, okay, I've got my plan for the second game, 21 in the left, 20 and a half on the right. All right, so here we go for the next one. Not bad. A little left of target, but it held. And even though it was left of target, it was like for some reason I knew. I was like, you guys saw that. I kind of knew. So we're off to a fantastic start. We managed to wrap up game 1 with a 242. Looking real good. So here we go. Now we're going to start on the left lane. And we're continuing with the flux. Obviously, like I had thought about that. Like, okay, there's not a lot of people on this pair. It's just in total, obviously, you could see I kept in mind the way this guy was playing. Obviously, I'm away from him. And then my teammates, you saw the way they were playing. They're kind of on that right side as well. Except for one of them who are probably going like down the, like, this part of the lane right here instead of playing down and in or something like that. But yeah, I thought, okay, I could totally like maintain this line throughout the night. So I figured, you know, sticking with the flux throughout this whole thing wouldn't be a problem. All right, so here we go on the right, second frame already. Another 2-bagger. And back on the left already on a two-bagger, trying to get 3. Left, and I knew it. Well, at least it's something easy to spare. You always hope, right? Like if you mess up and you know it's not going to strike, you always kind of hope that you either A, get lucky and all of them somehow fall in some weird freak accident, or you get something easy to spare. You never want to split, right? All right, so after an 8 spare in the third, we are now on the 4th. Back on the strike train. Not bad. Okay, back on left. After a strike, trying to get another two-bagger. Left of target, and you couldn't really tell from my body language if I messed up, but I knew in my mind, I'm like, uh-oh, that could be bad. But luckily, like I said, this flux, man, the amount of misroom that you get with one of these is just unbelievable. And I was very lucky that something came to take out that 9. I admit that. All right, back on the right for the 6th frame, I believe. After a two-bagger, trying to get another 3 for the night. That was a terrible, terrible shot. I couldn't tell you what I was thinking in that moment. Maybe I rushed. Maybe I wasn't thinking enough to, like, you know, because that's one thing I do is, like, when I get up there, I take a breath. I envision the shot before I take it. You know, take a little bit more time, and then I go for it. But I don't try to think too much. And I got lucky there. You could see. Let's actually rewind that. I don't know if you guys noticed it. Watch I think that's the 3-pin. Watch this right here. It goes into the gutter and just taps the 10. Very, very lucky. And I'm not going to lie, I thought to pick, like, at first to pick up my spare ball, but then I thought that's not going to work. It's going to deflect and I'm surely going to miss something. So I thought, you know, let's pick up the strike ball, because I know for a fact that it will blow right through this 1 and 3 and continue and cover this back pin. And a part of me did think, I don't know if that's going to work, because, you know, you have to hit this 3 in a way so that it knocks into this 10. And you could see I set it up to where I got it to the right and it would go high. See that? Based on that, you can tell, like, it was a high hit because of how that 3 went down here and tapped it into the 10. Very fortunate. All right, back on the left lane after that very lucky cover. Yeah, I like kind of stuck there. Like I stopped, like my slide leg stopped a little quicker than I expected to. It fell off on it and I kind of dropped the ball into the lane. And for that, now I have a 9 spare opportunity, which I didn't want. I wanted that to strike, but you can't have it all the time. See, hopped on it again because I don't know why I was sticking there. But then again, I will admit that for some reason, I don't know what it is with me. When I'm shooting for my spares, I have trouble posting at the foul line. I definitely got to work on that. But here we are nonetheless. I believe that's the 8th frame. And we found our way back into the strike train. All right, we're back into the left lane on the 9th frame. Kind of stood up on that one, but only because I lost my balance a little bit, and I don't know why I reacted that way. I mean, it looked like a good shot, but I guess maybe in that moment I thought it was not, and something was going to happen, obviously. But at this point, when I looked up at the scoreboard, I was relieved because, you know, when I get over 200, I'm relieved. I'm good. All right, we have made it to the 10th frame quickly yet again. We got another one. That's another 3-bagger. How many 3-baggers have I gotten? Like 2 or 3 already? Can I get another one cheap? That's a good shot. And I like the form too, but unfortunately, I didn't get that one. Like, I swear I felt like I nailed the exact same shot as the previous one. But I do believe that because of how it hit the pins, I mean, the speed even looked the same. I do believe that maybe I just didn't put enough hand on it, and It did get back to the pocket, but it didn't really like hit it enough to where I can really take out that 10 pin. I could be wrong here. I'm no expert. I was feeling a little nervous about picking up that 10 pin because I haven't practiced any of those in quite a while. Didn't practice any of those during the week. Didn't get the chance to practice that in the 10 minutes of practice before this game started. But luckily, you know, like I just told myself, you know what you need to do. Stand here, throw it there. You know the lay down area. You know where it needs to go through the arrows. Just try your best on it and hope you don't miss. And luckily, I still got it. All right, so this one's really coming along nicely. 242, 232. I did that one thing that once again I started doing the math, and I remember someone telling me so long ago, you should never start doing the math in your head or looking up at the screen trying to figure out what you need, because then you'll get into your own head and then you'll start to get distracted. It'll ruin your performance. It'll ruin your mental game. I did it again. I did it again because I couldn't help myself. I just can't fight that temptation to try to do the math. But I did it, and I did it, and I think I needed like a 226 or something like that to bowl another 700. And I thought to myself, well, because of that thing that crazy thing that I did with the dart code on week 7, I believe, where I bowled 707, I needed a 281, and I totally clutched it by getting 288. I kept thinking to myself, well, I did that, so a 226 should be absolutely no problem, and I'm having a fantastic look. Nothing has to change. I'm continuing with the flux. Everything is good. So I thought, dude, I could totally like beat that 707 on this night. Everything felt great. Now, I will point out to you guys right now that unfortunately my camera, for some freaking reason, decided to malfunction, and it just turned off and it missed the first shot. And I don't know what happened, but when I put my memory stick into my computer and I looked back at all the footage to make sure everything was okay, that one clip where my first shot was corrupted, so there was nothing I could do about that. So we're going to begin this thing on the second shot instead. Why I titled the video the way I did, this is why. This third game, what you guys are about to witness is insane. So take a look at this. So you may notice that the scoreboard, I've added the name of the lone wolf on the opposing team. His name is Ryan Schnorf. And there's a reason for that, and you are going to see exactly why. Now, I did this exact same thing in that one video in the last week of League. If any of you remember, I was talking about that kid, Donnie Monzo or whatever. He was like a 190 average, and he bowled an incredible 721 series, and I put his name so that you guys could see what he got as I was bowling. Well, I'm doing it again, and here is why. So, obviously, as you can see, we both have 1 and 1. I'm on the left. There I am, 2 for 2. So far, so good. Yeah, and unfortunately, when the camera turned off and I desperately turned it back on, I forgot to zoom in like I usually do. So as you can see, we really have it's way more back, but it still looks pretty cool. But this is Ryan right here, the guy from the opposing team. Very interesting approach. Don't know how many steps he takes, but he plays pretty basic, down and in, gets way far up on the approach. But you know, very interesting how he bowls. So here I go on the right lane, 2 for 2. And now I'm 3 for 3 with no problem at all. No adjustments made. Still on the same game plan that I was in game 2. No problems at all. Here goes Ryan on the left. And now he's 3 for 3. So are any of you getting an idea what you think may be happening here? All right, 4th frame, left lane. Pretty good shot. Nice. I don't want to call that flush because it didn't look like all 10 went back at the same time, but still, 4 for 3. Well, 4 for 4 for me, but you know what I mean, 3 and 4. All right, Ryan on the right. Down and in. Very lucky. High hit. Got that 4 out of there. But, yeah, 4 for 4 now. So, things are getting very interesting. So, one thing I do want to point out is Ryan didn't really have the best performance in the first and second games. He was really struggling. So it's pretty crazy that suddenly in this third game he started to figure things out. I mean, it happens. It happens to everybody where they have that one really bad game or that one or two really bad games, and then suddenly they bowl one of the best games they ever have. This is an example of that because I think he bowled a 155 in the first and then 160 in the next, and then here we are, 4 strikes apiece, and here I go on the right, trying to go for 5. And I got mine, no problem. All right, Ryan on the left. Can he go 5 for 5? Very light hit yet again. The luck is real. Pete Weber was right. When you're trying to go for 300, at some point along the way, you have to get lucky somewhere. All right, here I go on the left, trying to go 6 for 6. Trying to get that 6-pack. Trying to put the pressure on Ryan to keep on trying to match me. And I got it, and I put my hand up like that because I thought that, like, it looked to me like the ball read a little earlier than usual, and I thought it was going to, like, overhook and go through the nose or something like that. So I'm like, uh-oh. Luckily it held. I'm telling you, the flux, guys, the miss room is unbelievable. All right, here goes Ryan. Right lane. He's got 5. Can he get 6 just like me? Another freaking high hit. 4-pin. Get out of my face. So at this point, both he and I are getting really amped up. We're both like high-fiving each other, and we're really like patting each other on the back. We're like, let's go! Because like at this point, we weren't trying to like beat each other, but we were trying to do the impossible. We were trying to both get those 300s. Because how epic would that be? You don't really see that anywhere. The last time I ever heard of something happening like that was, I don't know if any of you saw that one event. I think it was live streamed on YouTube. Diana Zavyalova and Anthony Simonson, pro bowlers, if you don't know who they are, they both were like going up against each other, and they bowled 300. They both bowled 300s. That's what I don't know what Ryan was thinking. I didn't talk to him because I didn't want to distract him, but that's what I was thinking. Like, let's both get these 300s. I wasn't thinking about trying to beat him. I just really wanted us both to get this. So here I try to go 7 for 7. Good shot. 7 for 7. It's heaven. Can he go 7 for 7? Oh, he got it. So it was at this point where the nerves really started to kick in, because people started noticing. We could see people, going, and they started watching like, dude, look at these guys, 7 and 7. This is insane. So I tell you, this is a night to behold. So here I go, trying to go 8 for 8 on the left. Can you get that going? Yeah, you see, like, my reaction to it, I'm like, oh my goodness. Because to me, again, it looked like that ball read just a little early, and it also did seem at the same time that I got it a little left of target. You saw it, like, it looked like kind of like a high hit, but luckily I kept my streak going. I was 8 for 8 while Ryan was 7 for 7. I'll tell you what, my main man, Fernando, he couldn't have picked a better time to come down to watch me bowl league, because this, talk about getting your money's worth. I bowled a 242, a 232, and I've already passed 700, so we're good. And I think at this point, I told Fernando, even if I don't get this perfect game, I've got 700. I did it. Again, for the 3rd time in this league. All right, so here goes Ryan. Can he match me 8 for 8? Looks good. Light hit. The 7 fell last. It wasn't the 4, but this time it was the 7, and we're 8 for 8. Can you believe this, guys? So what was I feeling at this point? I'll tell you what I was feeling. I was literally like, my blood was boiling. I felt red hot. I mean, the pressure was really on. The thing with me is that I don't like to be put in situations where I have to match someone strike for strike, because it really puts the pressure on me. But it's nice to know that I can handle it. But technically, I wasn't in that situation. I was the one putting the pressure on Ryan to strike technically. So still though, when someone's matching me strike for strike, oh man, does it get intense. But I love that. I live for that. That's what makes bowling exciting. Those are the kind of games you want to play. So here I go on the right. Shot looks good. 10 pin. Oh, the pain. Ugh. And you know what sucks? This happened to me already, I think in the second game, if you guys remember. Uh, I knew what happened here. I instantly knew what happened. I didn't put enough hand on it, and it was a good shot. It got back, it hit the pocket, but 10 pin is obvious. The speed was good too. I didn't put enough hand on it to get it to really slap into the pocket, and that happened. So my run at 300 is over. I can only go for 279 now if I make that 10 pin. But now it was all on Ryan to try to get the perfect game. All right, so here goes Ryan as he tries to do what I couldn't. How about 9? Gets down on it, and he's got his, and that is a much better hit. It wasn't light, it didn't go high, much better. So there I go. I thought that was going to go in the gutter, but luckily the ball moved a little bit, and I got my 10 pin, and I'm still keeping my game alive. And it's nice to know that even though that 10 pin totally like deflated my confidence, and I felt like, you know, like I was just done for, I could still pick it up. Because you guys know how that feeling, like after you've bowled a 300 game and suddenly you bowl the next one, and you're just like everything falls apart, or like when you're on a string of strikes and you miss, like I did, your game just falls apart and you start missing and you can't nail your shot. I thought that was going to happen to me, but nice to know that everything was still kind of okay. So yeah, I was bummed, but at the same time I was relieved, because I hate feeling that amount of pressure. It's horrible. So I got that one back on the strike train, and best thing I could do now was try to shoot for 279. So here we go with the second shot in the 10th. I went Brooklyn, and I was like, to hell with that. That one kind of irritated me a little because, okay, that was a horrible shot. It crossed over, it went Brooklyn, and all of them fell down, okay? And then here I am on the right lane. I made what I thought was a good shot, and I get the 10 pin. Like, what is this sorcery? But here we go. Can we strike out for 279? Didn't really care for that one. But I got it. I was bummed, as you could see, but at the same time, I was kind of happy as well, because I had totally eclipsed my previous high series, which was 707, which I can't remember. I can't do the math, but yeah, I totally beat it. And to do it in front of my good man, my closest friend, my brother from another mother, Fern, was incredible. Sucks that his dad couldn't be there with us, but you know, still. The fact that I got to do this in front of the happy couple was awesome. So very memorable night without a doubt. But now comes the main focus. Can Ryan finish it off? He's on the 9-bagger trying to go for 10, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys take a look at this. Ouch. Nothing could be more painful than that when you are on a run for 300 and that is what greets you at the end. Oh, good Lord. But, you know, it's not that much of a surprise because, you know, when you're playing the lanes that way like Ryan was, down and in, you can expect for a 10 pin to pop up at some point, but that had to hurt. But nonetheless, goes for the 7, done for the night. Very, very epic and brave performance, and I think he actually beat us in that game. He managed to bag a point, and not only that, I think they beat us. They got the higher pin total, so he really put on a brave performance, being the lone soldier when his entire team bailed on him, and truly incredible. I mean, the fact that we both made runs at 300, but we couldn't finish it, but still, really, really awesome. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a long time before something like that ever happens again. Okay, you guys. League summary for week 10. Here it is. So, for game 1, we got off to a very, very hot start. 242. For game 2, 10 pins less with a 232, and for game three, an incredible 279. God, I wish that was a 300, but sadly I couldn't have it all on that night. Um, yeah, so that right there made for a series total of 753. Incredible stuff. Compared to last week's series total, which was at embarrassing 540. The series that I was required to raise my average plus one was 609. Obviously, as you can see, that was totally eclipsed by a crap ton. That brings my pin total after week 10 to 6,204 pins after 30 games played. And that brings my average up from 201 from last week all the way up to 206.8. So I definitely covered a lot of ground and I made up for what happened in week 9. Really, really awesome. And now my highest game remains 288 from week 7. But now that 753 is now officially my highest series ever in league, and not just in this league, but like that's my highest personal best like out of anything from the moment I did league back in 2019 all the way up to now. That is my highest series. I don't know how long it'll be before I top that, but it is just honestly mind-blowing that I was, what, let me see, 53, 63, 73, 83, 93, about 40 plus pins away from an 800 series. That is just mind-blowing to me. But there you go. Fantastic performance on week 10. And I don't really know what else to say at this point other than I'm glad I was able to put on a good show for my man Fern and his fiance, and I hope you guys really enjoyed that yourselves. And now I'm really looking forward to week number 11 because we are going to be facing, technically, if this league was like scratch bowling, we would technically be facing what is considered to be the toughest team in this league. We're going up against team number 3, and they are stacked. They have the best averages. Their worst player has a 179 average, and the rest of their players, 199 average, 205 average, and 208 average. So we definitely have our work cut out for us next week. We're going to be on lanes 7 and 8. So, yeah, I think I can definitely capitalize on that and try to get another high series in for you guys. No guarantees, but I will do my best. So that was it for week number 10. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys in week number 11. Thank you for watching. I'm out.